All right, the refusal index that I'm about to talk to can be used by anyone who works in B2B or B2C sales in an outreach or outbound fashion. High ticket, mid ticket, it doesn't really matter. It is not a get rich quick tool. All right, it works over a long period of time. It compounds, actually, as a matter of fact, and it will exponentially increase your closing rate. It will make you a whole lot more commissions, which is ultimately why you're in sales. Now, I think I can speak of a certain degree of authority here because I've used this for nearly 2 decades in half a dozen industries of sales. I've worked in half a dozen countries as well around the world. I've made well over $100 million in sales, and I've consistently trained top salespeople that had no prior sales background. And amongst my clients, I have Richard Mille, Maserati, Cartier, Microsoft, HSBC, quite a lot of prestigious accounts. So I think I have a certain degree of authority here to share this. I hope it's useful to you guys. Please let me know in the comments below if it does. All right. Now, big disclaimer again here, you don't need a fancy CRM, you don't need Salesforce, you don't need any of those things, all right? Google Sheets will do, Excel will do, all right? If you have a CRM, even better. And if you're interested in a template, I can drop one, just let me know in the comments again, all right? Now, every time you're doing an outreach, whether it's cold emails, cold call, or door-to-door, or meeting at a conference, anyone, or you're in a meeting and you're product or presentation gets turned away, or at negotiation stage they are not interested to buy, I want you in this Excel sheet to put the name of the company, the name of the individual you're meeting, the date you had this meeting, and the reason or reasons they don't want to talk to you, meet with you, or buy from you. All right? And the reasons why this is going to make you a hell of a difference on your bottom line is pretty damn interesting. All right, so refusal index, what's the number one reason? Number one, insanity. We humans, we work on the path of least resistance. We do the same thing when it's easy, all right? And in sales, well, if you've tried once and it doesn't work, it fails, it's no, I'm not interested to buy, and you do it again once you're going back for your lead market, the same attempt is going to deliver the same results, meaning, no, I'm not interested, no, I don't want to buy. So by taking note of this, and when you're going to reach out to that company once again, you can do a different attempt, which will deliver a different result. Sales is just not just a numbers game of calling as many companies as possible. It's also about increasing your odds. All right, I call it sales optimization system. By doing this, you're changing the odds. You're improving your odds of closing the deal. Because if they don't want to meet with you, they're not going to buy from you. It's that simple. Or if they don't want to listen to you, they're not going to buy from you. If your negotiations is terrible, they don't want to buy as well. So every step of the way, you're increasing your odds. Point number 2. When you're going to do this over a set number of times, it could be 30 times, 50 times, 100 times, it depends from industry to industry, you're going to start identifying key blind spots or reasons why they don't want to talk to you or reasons they don't want to buy. It's going to be the same ones over and over and over again. One of the key cornerstones of sales is that you need to observe to be able to quantify what's going on in order to improve. If you're not doing this, if you're YOLOing your sales, you're missing out on a hell of a way to make that sweet, sweet commission check, all right? You need to do this, all right? You're gonna find out very quickly what are your blind spots. I'll get to that a bit later on, why it makes sense, but keep using this tool for as long as you work in sales, regardless of your employment. It's gonna make a hell of a difference, all right? Now, the next point is a bit of a very long-term one, and as a matter of fact, I have a story to tell you about this. People you're going to meet are the representative of companies. They bounce around, they move from competitor to competitor or sector to sector, but they don't change. People don't change or rarely change. So when you're going to meet them or when you're going to talk to them and they're not happy in a certain way you approach them, and you try again in another employment situation of theirs, and you do the same thing again, you're going to have the same results. So take notes of this. Now, for me, funny enough, when I was an account executive many years ago, one of the key companies I was meeting, one of the key VPs in that firm, was not particularly impressed with one of the data sets that I was bringing regardless to my product. And funny enough, 2 days or 3 days ago, one of my new joiners, already a high-ticket closer, had a meeting with this guy. And he went through the CRM, saw what not to say. So he observed, quantified, and improved his sales pitch. And the meeting went very differently than when it went for me 8 years ago. That guy is now at proposal stage. It looks really good. So, you know what? By changing this, his odds went from no, not interested, to yes, I want to learn more, all right? Now, this one, point number 4, is a bit of a rewarming of point number 2, but Once you start measuring your blind spots at a long enough time frame, you're going to be able to overcome and anticipate them by improving your sales pitch or your cold call. What do I mean by this is, let's say you're working in one specific industry and they hate, item A in what you're doing. If you're reaching item A as a reason why they should buy, well, they're not going to do it. So if you get rid of it and replace it by item B, well, you anticipate to overcome that problem. You increase your odds of closing. It's something that surprisingly I don't see many salespeople doing. They have a sales pitch or they have a cold call approach or they have an outreach approach and they don't change it. You have to consistently improve this by measuring what's going on. And over time, markets change, people age, or there's new dynamics in the industries. If you're not measuring them, you're screwed. Now, last one is a bit of a bonus one, and it's kind of a productivity tip rather than part of the refusal index, but I feel it can be linked up. Whenever you're going to get turned away, whether it's cold call level, cold approach, meetings or negotiations or proposals, whenever they're going to tell you when to speak to them again, whenever your churn rate happens, churn rate, for those that don't know, it means that when your complete portfolio of leads or accounts is gone through, you start again. You need to log in to reach out to those people. You need to put it in your Google Calendar or your Calendly or your Outlook, a specific time or specific date in the future where you're going to reach out to them again. You might be wondering why. Well, very simply, by doing this, you're future-proofing your workload. What I mean by this is if you, let's say, talk to 100 clients a day and you put 100 different updates for 6 months, a year, whatever it is, in the future, by doing this consistently, future self, future you, is going to have a whole lot of warnings saying, contact this company, do this, talk to this guy, do this. So you're going to be on a treadmill of new sales lead or old new sales lead with different reasons to approach them. So again, you're improving your productivity levels and you're also improving your odds. It makes a hell of a difference, and I call it future proofing, and it works really, really, really well. Remember, the number one thing we have to do as salespeople is call people, message them, reach out to them, message companies. This is a direct way of improving your chances of meeting or talking to more clients a day. I hope this is useful. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you're using it. I'm definitely interested to know how you're calling it. I call it refusal index. Make sure to use it. It's always fun. Ciao.